Have you ever had one of those days where you wish you hadn't bothered getting out of bed in the first place? Well, I've had plenty of those moments, and in this video I'll be talking about one of my worst experiences with OCD ever. So brace yourself. Hello fantastic people, welcome to Mr. Radden, Mental Wellness with a Twist. In this video, one of my worst experiences with OCD. And I hadn't counted on how my OCD was going to behave on this particular day. And this was actually before I went into therapy, or before I knew what was going on with me at the time. But my OCD had trapped me in a few bad circles. I'm sure plenty of you know exactly what that's like. And on this channel, I do my best to keep it real, no matter how embarrassing it might be for me, depending on which situation I remember. But with this particular situation, it involved a very heavy object. So after I'd finished hoovering, right, my OCD wanted me to, and I wish I was joking, but I'm actually not. It wanted me to lift the hoover over my head. I'm going to let that sink in for just a minute. A heavy hoover over my head. And the reason being is because it wanted me to align, if you will, the edges of the hoover with the edges, or shall I say, the line, the very corner where the wall stops and the ceiling begins. Ironically, this is actually a good example of how bad OCD can get if you allow it to get out of hand. And I know plenty of others have had similar experiences with this sort of issue as well. Not necessarily with having to lift the hoover over their head, but with other OCD problems. That's what I'm talking about. And if you're now thinking, my goodness, Mr. Rudd, you're a basket case, you're bonkers, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. I really wouldn't. Anyway, if you think that's bad, right, because at the time my memory wasn't that great, not only did I have to force myself to remember the position I was holding the hoover in over my head, but I also had to do it a particular number of times. Yeah, because as I said in a previous video, when you give OCD an inch, it always takes a mile. Well, this time my OCD took the entire motorway. Not just a mile, but a few million of them. So for at least a minute, right, I was constantly trying to hold the hoover over my head and also kind of working out with it. I'm serious. Yeah. Holding the hoover over my head, but having to do it a particular number of times and keeping track of the number of times I did it. And to make it worse, yeah, it gets worse. My OCD at the time would only allow me to get one crack, one shot at getting a particular problem right. And just in case you're wondering, no, I did not drop the hoover on my head or my feet. Oh, the fun I had in my brain back then. Frankly, I can't help but laugh at it now. At the time, yeah, I was panicking, suffering from severe anxiety. But anyone else who's ever suffered from severe OCD in some form or another, they will know exactly what that's like. Even if it's something like cleaning like crazy. Anyway, that's what this channel is all about. It's all about mental wellness, helping others with it, and sometimes even just having a laugh at the crazy things that have come and gone. You can't change the past, you can only learn from it and hope that you can heal from it and be better and stronger. Anyway, that's it for this crazy video, ladies and gents. Thank you for being so fantastic. Feel free to like and subscribe into this crazy world. Until next time, take care.